Yo, it's your boy Dre Dunn. Very high quality video we're doing here. We're in the junk house right now, in the junk shed or whatever the fuck I want to call it. Real terrible scenery around here. But I want to give my playoff preview. Playoffs this weekend. Very nice matchups. So just want to give a quick preview of what is to come from the playoffs. First series, let's go to the Eastern Conference. We have the number 1 seed Indiana Pacers against the number 8 seed Atlanta Hawks. This should be a fucking massacre because Paul Millsap is the Hawks' best player, and he's been banged up all season. They were hoping that they could get Al Horford back, but I doubt that. I highly doubt that. I don't know. I forgot what injury he had, but he tore it. Oh, it's a season-ending injury. He's pretty much not coming back. And the rest of their team, name somebody. Come on. I'll give you a minute. Name somebody. Name somebody other than Paul Millsap or Al Horford for the Atlanta Hawks. Oh, you can't? Oh, okay. And Knicks fans, how the hell didn't you beat them and make the playoffs? Disaster. That should be a sweep because that should just be a sweep. But and then the icing on top of the cake is that this same Hawks team destroyed Indiana like last week. So Atlanta should be pissed. I look for that first game to just be a massacre. Okay, next series. Miami Heat versus the Charlotte Bobcats. This series could be because Miami swept the season series. This series could be a slaughter, but I think it's gonna be 5-1 Miami. I think the Bobcats are gonna pull the game off because they've played Miami strong all year, mainly because they have the most underrated big man in the league. Al Jefferson. They got Kemba Walker. The Heat's really not playing to those. They're not really playing like they're just like last year and the year before. The Heat were playing just like you could not fuck with them. Nobody could beat them. You knew it. The way they were playing, nobody can beat them. That's how they were playing those last 2 years. I have not seen this, not even in a streak for the Heat. They don't look unbeatable. They really don't. I think the Bobcats are going to get a game, but the Heat's going to win the series 4-1. Now, this is the most exciting series in the East to me. And I know people are going to say, hey, they're going to say the next series I'm going to talk about next. The series I'm going to talk about next. But the Toronto Raptors against the Washington Wizards, this is going to be a barn burner, man. This is going to be a very great series. 2 young teams trying to find themselves. 2 teams that are going to be together for years to come. The next 5 years. It just depends on who's traded. These 2 teams are going to be together. You have John Wall. You have Bradley Beal. Trevor Ariza. Nene. Marcin Gortat. They have a very good team. This Washington Wizards. They're going to go up against DeMar DeRozan, who DeMar DeRozan to me is a top 5 shooting guard in the league. Probably a top 3 shooting guard. You know what? DeMar DeRozan is the second best shooting guard when Dwayne Wade's hurt and Kobe's hurt. So, next to James Harden, of course. DeMar DeRozan is a very good player. He's going to be an all-star. I think he'll be an all-star every year with Dwayne Wade getting hurt. He'll be an all-star every year. They have Terrence Ross. They have Amir Johnson. They have, what's their point guard's name? I cannot think of it. Kyle Lowry. They have Psycho T, Tyler Hansbrough, or what, I don't know how to say his name. They have a good team, but I'm really picking the upset. I'm picking Washington in this series. I'm picking Washington in 6 games. I think Washington just have. I just think Washington has a better team than Toronto. I think Toronto has the best. Toronto has DeMar DeRozan. They surprised a lot of people this year playing in the East. But I think Washington's gonna beat them in this series in 6 games. This is gonna be a good series, man. The next series, the Chicago Bulls versus the Brooklyn Nets. Wow, this is gonna be. I just don't like these two teams playing each other. But I think this is going to be a repeat of last year's series. I think this series is going to go 7. But I am going to pick the Brooklyn Nets to pull this out. And I really like this team. I think Paul Pierce is going to fucking go crazy on the Bulls. In some fashion, in one of these games, Paul Pierce is going to come up big and go fucking crazy. And I think Kevin Garnett is going to give a great performance one day, one of these games. I really think these two guys are gonna wheel this team to victory. This team is deep. It's not one player on this Brooklyn Nets team who is weak. From 1 to 15, not one. These dudes, everybody on this team can play. And I like teams like that. It kind of reminds me of that. And I ain't gonna say that. Chicago, I just think this is the end of the road for them with the we're playing off a hard and stuff. Like I think this is gonna be the year. I think next year they'll probably pick up Melo or somebody. But this is the end for this. Oh, we're playing on the heart of our sleeve. They don't have Nate Robinson this year. They really don't. I don't see anyone carrying them offensively. Like, I think Brooklyn's going to beat them in 6 or 7 games. Maybe 6. I'm going to say 6. Brooklyn will beat them in 6. Let's go to the Western Conference. You have the San Antonio Spurs. And I know the scenery is fucking... Bear with me, people. This scenery is horrible. I know it looks like Texas Chainsaw Massacre or something. Or like a molester's playhouse or whatever. You got the San Antonio Spurs against the Memphis Grizzlies. And if you're a Spurs fan, you did not want to play this team. The Memphis Grizzlies have got to be one of the top 5 hottest teams going into the playoffs. This team has just came from the dead on the arms of Marc Gasol and Zebo. You got Mike Conley. You got, I forgot the guy's name. He just came out of nowhere this year. They have a very good team. I don't think it's going to be enough for the Spurs. I think the Spurs will beat them in 6. I don't, because the Spurs swept them in the Western Conference Finals last year. I don't think Memphis is going to make that fly. They're going to get 2 games, maybe even 3, you know. They're going to get 2 games. I think the Spurs take them out in 6, though. Okay, next series. OKC and Dallas. Okay. This is probably the hardest series for me to call. Not because of who's gonna win. I think OKC's gonna win this series, but I don't know how many games they're gonna win it in. Because their bench is fucking horrible. People really get on Durant's back and get on Westbrook's back, talking about, oh, you guys, they should win. They're 2 of the best players in the league on the same team, and they should win. Their bench is horrible, and everybody gets on coaches in trouble. Oh, coach, this roster is horrible, minus Durant and Westbrook and Ibaka. Oh my God, this roster is pitiful. You got guys like who I pick. I'm not gonna. What is his name? I picked him. I said he was gonna be a good player, but Perry Jones the third. He's just really not doing anything. Jeremy Lamb sucks. You got guys like Reggie Jackson who's good, but I think OKC will win in 5 games. I think they'll win in 5 games. I really think 5 games. I think Dirk will get 1 game because the OKC swept them 2 years ago in the playoffs in the first round. I think they'll get 1 game. OKC should win this series handily. Okay, we don't know, and and let this be a quote now. Let this be a side note. We don't know for sure if OKC is going to play Dallas in the second seed against the 7th seed. Dallas has the 7th seed locked. We don't know. The Clippers might play Dallas. They might jump up to the 2nd seed and play Dallas. And that is where this is a problem for the OKC Thunder. They do not want to play Golden State. If they play Golden State in the first round, I want to look you right in the camera. The Golden State Warriors will defeat the OKC Thunder in the first round if they play them. They do not want to play them. They are not deep enough to beat them. Durant and Westbrook. Durant's a great shooter. Westbrook's a great shooter. They're even better athletes. They cannot outshoot the Splash Brothers. They're not going to. If OKC can bring their defense, it's going to be hard to beat them. But them playing against Golden State, they're not going to lock defense. They're going to try to outshoot them, and they're not going to beat them. Those series are kind of in hand because those series are kind of together because you don't really know who's going to come out. But man, these two, Dallas and OKC, you don't know if the Clippers are gonna destroy Dallas. And we don't really know what these series is. Golden State play the Clippers, I think the Clippers are gonna beat them. But if Golden State plays the Thunder, I think the Thunder, the Golden State is gonna beat the Thunder. Next series, the final series. This should be probably I stand corrected. This probably will be the best series. I'm staying corrected from... I don't know. I still think Washington and Toronto is going to be a very exciting series. But I don't know. It's kind of conflicted. Houston Rockets against the Portland Trailblazers. In this series, these are the two teams that I trust the least out of anyone in this playoffs besides Dallas. I mean, anybody in the West playoffs besides Dallas. I trust Memphis better more than these teams. I don't trust these teams as far as I can throw them. I trust James Harden. I don't trust Damian Lillard. He plays no defense. I don't trust LaMarcus Aldridge. He has a history of checking out. Dwight Howard is just, I don't know. He's hurt. Like, oh man, like this guy. And, I'm a Laker fan. I like to, throw shots at Dwight. But I really don't want to see this guy fail anymore. Because, come on. He's gone. He's not coming back. Why hate on him still? I don't want to see this guy fail anymore. I don't want to see this guy stay hurt. I mean, and Patrick Beverly's hurt. I just don't like the look of the Houston Rockets. I don't think Kevin McHale's a good coach, but I'll talk about that in another video or something. I'm gonna pick the Houston Rockets in 7 games because I don't trust Houston. I do not trust the Houston Rockets because Dwight Howard and I don't trust anyone but James Harden. I don't trust Jeremy Lin playing defense, but I also don't trust Damian Lillard playing defense. This guy's horrible playing defense. He's worse than Steph Curry. Like, at least Steph Curry tries to play defense. He tries to get in a defensive position and play. This guy, Damian Lillard, just doesn't give a damn. I really don't trust Houston, but I trust Houston a hell of a lot more than Portland. Those are basically my first round predictions. And I'll say Houston in 7. So it's Indiana in 4, Miami in 5, Washington in 6, Brooklyn in 6, Spurs in 6, OKC, Dallas, we don't know yet. OKC and Dallas, between OKC, Dallas, Golden State, and the Clippers, we don't know who's gonna play who. We can't predict that. But Portland and Houston, we not know with them, but I think either way Houston's gonna win in 6 or 7. I think either way. So till next time, Dreaded None. Peace.